Guys, how's it going? This is going to be a little, just like, make a point video, I guess. Shit, I guess I should have pulled up the ad beforehand. But anyways, on my way home tonight, I have a 36-mile commute one way, so I'm bound to pass at least one car dealership, and I pass by, one, two, three, at least 5, 6, 7 at least. And I'm thinking of 8 and 9, right now. But anywho, yeah, so I tend to pass a lot of car dealers on my way home, and as I believe I've mentioned, I kind of want to get rid of the Lincoln, or at least not have it as, my primary daily driver. And there's some advice that has been stressed to me a lot, which is don't drive far to look at a vehicle. On one hand, if it's what you want, and it's what you're going to want, that's one thing. But on the other hand, if you look at it and it's a piece of junk, and you're looking at it to be, a daily driver, well, then you just wasted, an hour, 2 hours, whatever, just driving to go look at it, and then your time dealing with the dickhead owner and, driving home. Basically what I'm getting to here is I'm not looking for a Ford Ranger in particular. I would really like to find a Chevy, like Silverado. But, like, just before winter, all the trucks are bought up. I'm not looking for one with four-wheel drive. I fucking hate four-wheel drive. I just, I'm looking for a two-wheel drive, half-ton V8, preferably single cab, 8-foot bed. Now, I'm not opposed to buying a Ford truck if it's what I find. Like, I really hate the 97 to 03 style of F-150. To me, it's just kind of flamboyant. But, Ranger, S10, whatever. I stopped and I looked at a Ranger. There's an ad for it on Craigslist. Looked fucking great in the picture. And you see it from the road, and it looks like a great-looking truck from the road. It's at a dealer that I pass by every day, and the truck's been for sale since the spring, which, hey, the Crown Vic, it was for sale for 6 months before I bought it. Anyways, I go and I look at this truck. Now, back in the spring, they were asking $4,000 for it. Now they're down to $29.99. I'm going to look at this truck. And, I'm walking around it, looking underneath, looking, here, there, and everywhere, like I normally do. And the guy comes out of the building there, and he says, oh, it's a good truck. I drove it around this morning, da-da-da-da. XYZ, whatever. Okay, whatever. I'm looking around. Well, not too impressed with it, because first off, it doesn't have the engine that I want in it. It's got a V6, but there's the 3-liter and the 4-liter. I want the 3-liter. It's got the 4-liter. It also has 4-wheel drive, which I really don't want. But it's still, a truck. If it's the right deal, fuck it, I'll buy it. But this one, they just, I'm thinking, well, he went to the trouble of coming out here. Maybe, if he starts it, listen to it run, get it, see how it, if anything leaks, etc., etc. Maybe I'd be interested in considering it. Well, it took 3 hits with the key in order for him to start it. He said he drove it around this morning. Bullshit. If you drove around this morning, if the fuel system's working properly, you still have fuel pressure going into your injectors, and you don't have to hit the key 3 times. And in fact, the second time he hit the key, it fired, and then it died. You driving around this morning? Bullshit. Now, the battery in it looked good, but it was 4 years old. It had the sticker right on top. The engine bay was, it was clean, but it wasn't too clean, because when it's too clean, then you gotta be suspicious of, like, alright, what are they trying to hide by making it so meticulous in here? The fluids, the oil looked great, the coolant looked great, power steering looked great. I didn't bother with the transmission because I was already kind of not interested. I'm looking around underneath as the truck's running. The truck's running good. Exhaust leak right after the catalytic converter. Exhaust leak at the muffler, and I think I heard one further up. Just a muffler for that truck, I think, is like $200. I asked him, what's it need for inspection? He says, it's going to need a ball joint and a gas tank strap. Well, I could see the gas tank strap. It was pretty chowdered. But, looking at the frame, passenger side looked good. Driver's side, just too crusty. And then the bed had some weird rot on it. There was some really shitty patchwork done on the wheel arches. And there was also, like, on the inside above the wheel well, I think it had a plastic bed liner in it at one time, because there's evidence of, like, that shifting around, rubbing, and wearing the paint off, causing the rust. There was this one spot where it was just, like, really fucking weird. If I hit it with my fist hard enough, I could have gone through the inner skin of the bed to the outer part of the bed, if that makes any sense. Is, that gap between 2 layers. Yeah, you know what? Like, at its price point, I was only just casually looking anyways. The most I would have given for it is $2,500 if it was in better shape, and I liked it. But I'm certainly glad I didn't waste an hour traveling to it, or 2 hours traveling to it. It looks great in its Craigslist picture, because it is a pretty good looking truck. It's got this good purple paint job on it, but it's a piece of shit. It's got so much fucking rot. When you get more towards the front end, it's like, no thanks. But I know this video is kind of long, and yeah, but it's to make a point that you shouldn't travel a super long distance to go look at a car. Anyways, guys, thank you for watching, and I'll talk to y'all later. Bye bye. Come on, you fuck.